All right, folks, gather around, grab your compost tea, and let's talk about gardening myths. You know the ones. Grandma swore by them. Your neighbor insists on them. And TikTok? Oh, TikTok's full of them. But here's the deal. Not everything we hear in the garden is golden. Some of it's straight-up garden gossip with zero science behind it. So today, we're busting myths, testing truths, and giving you the real dirt. Pun 100% intended. Let's dig in. Myth. #1. Eggshells add calcium to your soil instantly. Oh yeah, the almighty eggshell. People crush it, sprinkle it, bury it under tomatoes like some kind of chicken-fueled voodoo ritual. But here's the catch. Those eggshells, they break down slower than your uncle's dial-up internet from 1999. I'm talking years, not days. You want fast calcium? Try gypsum or liquid calcium products. Now, are eggshells totally useless? Nah, long-term they're fine for compost, but expecting them to fix a blossom end rot problem in 2 weeks is like trying to stop a house fire with a water pistol. The real tip: dry them, powder them, or better yet, compost them properly. Then you're cooking with calcium. I've heard this one more times than I've had bad zucchini bread. The idea is that droplets act like magnifying glasses in scorch leaves. Sounds dramatic, right? Science says, nope, water evaporates too fast. And those droplets don't stick around long enough to go full ant under a magnifying glass mode. The real risk? Watering at high noon just means you're wasting water to evaporation. So yeah, it's not ideal. Not because it burns your plants, but because your hose is basically donating moisture to the air. Real tip: water in the early morning. Your plants will drink, the soil won't bake, and fungi won't have a cozy nighttime party on wet leaves. Myth. #3. Epsom salt is the cure-all elixir for everything. Oh, the Epsom cult. People treat this stuff like it's magical unicorn dust. Your leaves are yellow? Epsom salt. Poor flowering? Epsom salt. Bad breakup? You guessed it, Epsom salt. Look, Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate. It can help if, and only if, your soil is magnesium deficient. But dumping it around willy-nilly is like giving vitamins to someone who isn't sick. At best, it does nothing. At worst, it throws your nutrient balance way off and hurts microbial life. Real tip: do a soil test first. If you're low on magnesium, then sure, get your soak on, but don't treat it like plant Prozac. This one's got big gym bro energy. More protein equals sign more muscle. More fertilizer equals sign jungle, right? Wrong. Too much fertilizer is like force-feeding your plant a cheeseburger every day. It causes salt buildup, nutrient lockout, and in severe cases, burnt roots. Your poor little plant is out there screaming, "Help me," in chlorophyll Morse code. Real tip: use a balanced nutrient plan based on your plant's life cycle. Veg phase needs nitrogen, flowering wants phosphorus and potassium, and everything loves good microbial life to break it all down. Okay, this one is kind of sweet. We've all whispered encouragement to a struggling tomato at some point. But here's the science. Plants don't have ears, but they do respond to vibration, airflow, and CO2. And guess what happens when you talk to them? You release CO2 and create air movement. That's a tiny bonus. But unless you're spitting bars like Eminem for 6 hours a day, your voice isn't going to transform a spindly bean into Jack's beanstalk. Real tip: want bigger results? Improve airflow, increase CO2, like with compost teas, and make sure your light intensity is solid. Your plants would rather breathe than hear you. Oh, no. This one hurts. Putting gravel at the bottom of a pot is like putting rocks in your boots to keep your socks dry. It actually makes things worse. What happens is, water hits the gravel barrier and stops. It creates a perched water table. Fancy talk for roots sitting in soggy sadness. Real tip: use a well-aerated soil mix with good structure. Add perlite, vermiculite, or rice hulls to improve drainage. Keep your soil fluffy, not swampy. This is the crunchy myth, the whole foods myth. I only use organic because I don't want chemicals. Spoiler alert, organic pesticides are still pesticides. They just come from nature. Neem oil, spinosad, pyrethrin, they all kill bugs. Some also kill bees, beneficial insects, or even stress your plants. Real tip: learn what you're spraying. Organic doesn't mean harmless. Use integrated pest management, IPM. Encourage predator insects. Spray as a last resort, not a first instinct. Bonus myth lightning round. Let's rapid fire some extra ones for the road. Hair and fingernails make great compost. Hey, they can, but they take forever. Better off feeding your worms banana peels. Banana peels boost flowering overnight. Sure, in 6 months. After composting. Cinnamon cures all fungus problems. Kinda. It's mildly antifungal, but it's not a miracle cure unless you're baking applesauce. Urine is liquid gold. Sort of. It's high in nitrogen but needs to be diluted 10-1, or you'll end up with crispy plants and concerned neighbors. Beer traps work for slugs. Actually, this one's true. Cheers to that. So what's the takeaway here? Gardening myths are like weeds in your knowledge bed. Some are harmless, others choke out real growth. The key is observation, not obsession. Test what works in your space. Listen to your plants more than your cousin Rick, who grows tomatoes once every 4 years. And don't let tradition override transformation, because the best gardens grow from truth, not just hearsay and hype. Now go out there and garden smarter, not mythier. Want the myth busting to continue? Hit that like button, share this with your favorite over-fertilizer, and stay rooted in the facts. Happy growing, folks. And remember, science is the best fertilizer.